what's our role? So I wanted to spend some time in community with Maggie Lena Walker, because we don't say her name enough at all. She was the first Black woman to own a bank in this country. Her bank, the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank in Richmond, Virginia, up until 2010, still existed. Her bank survived the Great Depression. She was one of the few banks that did not go under during the Great Depression. Why? Because her bank was rooted in community. This woman, born to an enslaved person, she was born in 1864 on the precipice of emancipation, right there during the Civil War. Her mom actually worked for an abolitionist, and a woman named Elizabeth Van Lew, who was also a spy for the Union because of where they were located in Virginia. In that house, her mom met a man, an Irish man, who was a reporter for the New York Herald. And that was said to be her biological father, even though there are no records that suggest that. They were never married. Right. Her mom soon married another man and had children with that man. But when this man was murdered, her mom believes that he was probably lynched because he was very successful. Of course, her family got plunged into poverty. Her mom had to wash clothes. And so Mary Walker said, I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, but with a laundry basket practically on my head, because she had to help as a little girl. And from that, though, she was able to go to school, though. She was one of the few people educated during that time. She went to the Independent Order of St. Luke, which was an African-American. She joined, the Independent Order of St. Luke, a Black fraternal society. And during that time, these fraternal societies were erected to provide Black folk with, and you know this, I'm telling you this, Dr. Black, I'm not telling you this at all. Tell people a little bit about these fraternal organizations that provided the kind of welfare that Black folk didn't get until the 70s in this country, the kind of savior, food, clothing, shelter, etc. Talk a little bit about that.
And see, the truth of the matter is every Black community had these kinds of endeavors, right? There was one time even when folks like the Masons participated in these kinds of things, right? In other words, when you start talking about the notion of community, African people understood that the community is not just a gathering of human beings. That's a group of people. A community must include the consciousness and the connecting of people's minds and people's intention. If you don't share intention, you don't have a community of people. And the minute folks meet in intention, a matrix shows up that is bigger than any one of the people. And in that matrix, all the people prosper. See, this is why, and this is the same thing of Jesus borrowing. You remember that whole story of borrowing the little boys a fish and the loaves of bread and feeding 5,000, right? That's only possible because it was in the context of community, right? And it's a metaphor. It's not that the boy had literally 2 fish. Come on, people. Jesus, come on. The metaphor is that goods and resources multiply when we put our heads together, focused on the same goal. That's the magic of that moment. Not that Jesus worked some miracle. The miracle is the coming together of us mentally. Not everybody sitting there starving and Jesus just and all of a sudden some fish just appeared. We're missing it. No. It's how resources have a magical way of multiplying when we all get on one accord.
By you even saying that, there's some people right now that are feeling some way about that, because if we leave Jesus to magic and not to what he actually came here to show, then that abdicates us from our responsibility to do what he said, be greater than he was, right? Absolutely. So if Jesus just snapped finger and everybody had fish, as opposed to Jesus's message being that of community and everyone brought something so that everyone had, because we're all abundant, then everyone gets to eat. Then now we have a responsibility right now in community to do the same thing, because that's what he called us to do, right?
Absolutely. That's why folks can move into mansions and still be full of depression, because the size of the house will not fill the size of the heart. What fills the size of the heart is us as human beings together. This is why you can get joy sitting on the front porch of a one-bedroom house.